So here, what we are going to do, we are going to create one event grid service, and in the event grid service, we'll have topic, right? So in that topic, what we'll have to do, so we have to, whatever the topic we have, this topic has to be subscribed, right? So once this topic will be subscribed, so it will able to send the event into that particular event grid, right? So now we'll have some one web app will deploy that. So where we'll able to, we'll try to connect those things to this particular event hub, sorry, event grid, right? So whatever the message coming to this particular topic, we should able to visualize those, monitor those in our web application, right? Then what is this? This is the grid client, event grid client, right? As you know, like, client is one of the program through which you can able to interact with those services, right? For every service in the Azure portal, you will have the client program for that. Otherwise, you cannot write program for them, right? So it's not a drag and drop, right? Or this is always, it's not a tool driven, right? There are a lot of places you have to write your program to manage and customize your requirement, right? So that's why there, even though you have a provision to do drag and drop through the UI itself, the Azure portal itself, but ultimately they are providing the SDKs, the client programs through which you can able to connect those things. So these are the ideally four components we need. Okay, so to build the whole this messaging ecosystem, right? So we'll go back to our portal and we'll see like if I have any resources already. Well, I have deleted everything. Okay, so we'll go from, go from zero. Okay, what we'll have to do. So whenever we are trying to deal with the messaging system or this kind of event grid and all, okay, the first and foremost thing is like, we have to have to register the event grid to our system, right? The account itself, whichever the subscription we have to register for that, right? So for that, we have to go with the console, right? Go to the terminal. We have terminal, right? So we'll open the bash shell, right? Where we can able to write the any command in the scripting way, right? The PowerShell has its own syntax also. So we'll just click it here to change it to the bash shell from the PowerShell, right? So we are going back here. And once it will open, okay, it's settled down. Now, uh, it's still PowerShell. It's not done yet, right? So we'll switch to the bash shell, and then this is our bash shell, right? So we'll check, like, let's see the version of the Azure. So version of Azure CLI is 2.63, and related packages are there, right? So, and Python 3 is running. Well, Python is not required for you at this point, so don't have to. Okay. So now what we'll check? We'll check if our event grid is already registered or not, right? So for that, we have provided here one program. Okay, it's one command. What exactly this particular thing does? Azure is the command, okay, and Azure is the tool, right? The Azure CLI is the tool through which we are trying to execute the command. And what is the command? Provider, the resource. What is the resource? Is the provider. What you want to do? Just show the provider what exactly it's already what in which state it's already registered state or not registered state, right? If it's registered, it will see already registered. Yeah, it's already registered, right? Because before this lab also, I have some time back, I already executed this. So for my subscription, it's already registered, right? If whenever you will run this program, probably you will get not registered, right? Then you have to register it, correct? So first you have to execute this. If it's showing registered, then we are well and good, right? So that's what it is. Now we are registered. We are good to go, right? So or else what you can do, you can do like AG provider register provider help. Okay, there is a register, right? You can go and just remove have register and same package. The namespace equal to this guy, right? And you can execute that, right? So there, what it will do, it will try to refresh the your registration, and again you can execute this particular show, then it will show the same thing registered, right? Because even if I'm executing this, so it will again show the registered, it's already registered, so you cannot see the difference. But when if you are first time you are executing that, you might see that not registered first, then whenever you will try to register it, it will try to register. Okay, and again you will execute this particular show command, then you will see it's registered, right? So that's how it is. So the next one, what we will do, we are going to, I mean, this is just, I mean, for this particular, bar cell, this is what it is we suppose we wanted to do, right? And we know like it's registered, right? So let's close it. We don't have to go with that. Now what we have to do, we have to create one what event hub, right? So let's go create one event hub, correct? So here from here, event hub, sorry, event grid, right? Right. So we'll go with the Azure provided, correct? Event grid topic. Okay. So there are a lot of things available over here, right? So try to select one. Which one you want to select from here? Event top grid topic, right? So here you can go create exactly like our other other services. You'll go with you can go with this, right? So select something already exist. If not exist, just create one, right? And provide some the topic name, right? So like smart event event topic, right? I'm giving my own name, so you can provide your name, or if you can go with this particular, I mean, particular guy, you can go with this exactly same name you want to provide it. If you want to follow the exact the documentation I have put in the GitHub, right? So what we are going to do, we are going to use this particular HTTPS2, right? And then what we are what we'll do, we'll go and review it, right? And once it be reviewed, and then we're going to create it. So while it's creating it, we should able to see one event grid. I mean, the event grid topic is ready, and then the topic name is called pop sub events, right? So exactly the same kind of scenario you have to go and follow, right? So now what we are going to do, now we have created one event grid, right? This is the one we have created the event grid, and we have already created this, we have clicked the create and we have created that, right? Now, as we said, from our architecture, what we supposed to do, we have to create one web app, right? So create one web app, right? For the web app, what we are going to do, deploy the Azure Event Grid viewer to a web app, right? So we are going to first create the web app itself, right? Exactly, we know like how to create a web app. We already did this kind of activity earlier, right? So now we can go with the, let's go to the event grid first, right? Okay. So what, how it look like? See the pops up event, right? So here you can see the settings, and so here you will not find much, but here event subscriptions, right? There is a component called subscriptions, right? So for the subscription, you don't have subscription at this point, right? So we'll create one web app, then we'll try to subscribe it to this particular event grid, right? Topic. Then let's go to the create research and then web app. Okay, here web app, create one, and then what we'll do, we already have the resource group. Let's provide that resource group, and then so exactly the same thing what we'll try to provide here, right? While creating this, and from web app, we are going to create the what name we are going to give. We can give this, already we'll give an event. We can this the viewer. We can provide the web app name viewer, right? The what viewer? The events viewer. Same, and we'll attach the viewer. Okay, viewer. So that, okay. So here I just toggle that. I don't want to have a bigger long name. Rather, I have already given a unique name. So I'll just switch it off so that it will just azurewebsite.net, right? So that will be. Then what will go? We'll go with the what kind of publish we are going to. We are not going to write the code for the web app at this point, right? So we are going to deploy one with the container which is already exist. I mean, a simple web application already built by Azure itself, right? So we can go with that, so that we can directly deploy that and check like how if we are able to see those things or not, right? So then we'll go with the Linux operating system, and you can always choose this the your region you have, and then here you can it's already selected, right? You can go with that or not. And this one I'm going with the premium one because we will get more features and benefit out there. And I anyway I already my pre version is already expired, right? So I cannot go with the pre version. So now go with next, next, same default, right? You don't want the sidecar and all. So here the image source, what we'll do, we'll choose this guy, Azure Container Registry, right? Okay. Then what we'll do, we'll go with, once you'll select this one, oh, it's not showing anything. Okay. It's supposed to show something. Docker Hub. Sorry. Docker Hub. Yeah. So here, whenever we are choosing this one, why we are coming to the Docker Hub? Okay. So Docker Hub is one of the one of the service. It's available in any cloud. Okay. So you go with the AWS cloud, go with your Azure cloud, or go with the Google cloud, right? Everyone has a registry, right? Why that registry is required? That registry contains all the images from different software, right? Let's, for example, you want to build one web application. What you want to do? Let's, for example, you have build one web application, and you want to get a image out of that. exactly same thing. If whenever you are installing the Windows, new Windows, what you're doing, you are installing from a image file, right? From an image file, you are going to install it. So exactly same thing. Whenever you are creating an image out of your application, then it become one of the binary file. Anyone can use that to redeploy it and build exactly the same machine anytime, anywhere, right? So that's why. So whenever you are creating those images are has to be committed somewhere or stored somewhere, right? And those images cannot be stored somewhere in the database or not somewhere in the storage account, right? Whenever we are selecting this guy, right? So it will automatically pull that from the Docker. From where it will pull? It will pull from this one. Okay. HTTPS index.docker.io. Okay. Let's go here. Okay. So with that docker.io. Okay. Under this is a Docker who is the creator of the Docker, right? So they have a Docker hub, public Docker hub, that is also a cloud, right? So there are a lot of people, they really customize lots of images and they rebuild and push it, right? So that you are getting right there some of the applications which really you want, and you don't have to rewrite that same thing, right? So for that you just pull that image and just install it in your web app, and you're done. You're getting the already written web application, right? So that's what it will be. I mean, it will happen. So it will go to this particular server, and what it will try, it will try to download something here, right? So that what you are going to provide that name. This name is already there. You're just going to provide some name, right? So for that, what you can provide is like this one, right? Event grid viewer dot latest, correct? So what it will do end of the day, it will try to pull one image, that image name called Azure Event Grid Viewer. Someone someone from Microsoft, they have already built this particular web application, right? So we are just pulling that web application, installing in your web app service, right? So that's all you are. And this is the tag. Tag means the latest is the tag, means which tag you want to pull. Maybe there are multiple version of that particular application, right? But you want to install the latest one. So that's where you have to provide the latest, colon latest, right? So then you can able to pull that, right? Then next, okay, the public access is on. And then let's go to the monitor and resource. Just leave it as is. Okay. Enable application side. We are not going to do that, and not even Defender. And we'll just go with the default tag, or you can provide name. Uh, yeah, event app, right? So then it will just try to create one, review it, and then press create. Let it create, right? So your web app is ready. Okay, let it, I mean, let it build. So we'll go, I mean, go to the other step, right? So now once we, I mean, the our web application is ready. Okay, it's ready, right? So what we have to do now, we have to connect it to this particular, we have to subscribe that particular grid with this particular, I mean, through this our web application, so that we can able to see whatever the things are happening and what are the different events coming to the system, right? Coming to the event grid, right? Or event grid topic. So like, so we have to follow the process, how to do that. Okay. You have to go to the application, and then from the resource groups, we are going to go to the pops of events, right? our web app is ready, right? Now let's go to our this guy, and what we have given pops up events, right? This is the event topic, correct? So here, what we are going to do. So here, if you see, there is no subscription available, right? You can directly create from here, okay? Or you can follow the steps from this particular blade. You already got this particular one, right? And then you have to click and browse the overview section. This is our overview section, okay? Then you have to check like Azure Event Grid Viewer, the web application. Do we have any web application available here? Not yet, right? So the web application is running, and this step I'm showing this particular step. So this particular step got just juggled. That's why I'm trying to make sure like you are understanding the right thing. I'm creating another. What I'm going to do is going to here, and then we'll go to the web application, right? So in this web application, what we'll go and try to browse it. What do you see? Do you see anything? Nothing, right? So now we'll try to configure that. Okay, so let me grab it down, okay, and we'll try to configure that. Okay, so here what we are going to do now, we are going to the event grid, right? Here is the event grid, and we'll go to the event subscriptions, right? Here is the subscriptions we have, right? We don't have any subscription, right? So what we'll do, go to the event grid and try to create one. Okay, so here what we'll do, maybe subscription name, we can give some subscription name. It's giving some basic subscription, we can give some name like now, or copy the same name, not a problem. Okay, basic subscription. Okay, sub means subscription we have given. So the event grid, so we are choosing the event grid schema is the one, it's default coming from our system whenever we are creating the event subscription. So they have different kind of versions they have. So if you want to understand what are these versions, then you have to go through the document and go for that, right? What exactly? Because B1, B2, B3, these are the different kind of schemas whenever you are dealing with the database and all. So you are dealing with different kind of different version of schema. So today you don't have the new, you don't have a column available in the table, and in your v2 versions of schema you are already adding another column into the table. So if you are building a new database, you can always install that particular schema, so that you will get the whole database according to that particular version which you are referring to, right? So that way. So now this is particular event grid topic already, and the resources pops up events, right? So this is our parent one, right? The parent topic. So now what we are going to do, the endpoint. What will be our endpoint? So as we are using the web app, right? So for the web app, we can go with the webhook. Okay. So for other things, remember, if when we are discussing about the event grid and event hub, all these things, we discuss also one event grid can send the event to another grid as well, another hub as well, right? And any other different storage or different queue, they can communicate in between, right? So now we are not communicating to any other no, other grid or hub. Rather, we are just trying to connect through one web app, right? So for web app, so we have a connection called endpoint called webhook. Okay, while you are doing webhook, what you have to do, you have to configure the endpoint to which endpoint you are trying to configure or subscribe, right? So here you have to provide the subscribe endpoint. What is the subscribe endpoint? So it has to be your web app, right? So let's go to the web app. I'll just pull the web app here. Okay, go back to the web app section, and we know like the default domain, right? What is the default domain here, right? This one, copy this, right? And now what we will do, we'll try to paste it here. and it has to start with https colon slash pass. Okay, then at the end, just we need to append the API. Which API? The through which through which the web application can connect to the event the event grid, and able to get the latest data, what's happening in the event grid itself, the topic itself, right? So here what we have to do, we have to write at the end API. What we did, we we copied the default domain from our web application, pasted here, and we are just trying to prepend the https colon slash slash and append app slash update. Okay, sorry, not app, API, because we are calling the API, it's not app, right? So this is what, whenever we are providing this, it will be automatically create a connection between the web application that we have installed, this one, and the event grid itself, right? So that's what it will be. Then what we'll do, we'll provide create, right? API updates. Okay, perfect. Otherwise, it will not show anything. Please configure the endpoint. Oh, we didn't apply it. Okay, confirm selection and then create it. Right? It's trying to build it. What do you see here? Did we do anything in the web app? No, right? But the moment we have subscribed to this event grid, immediately we are seeing something here in the web application, right? See, and if we click here, you can able to see what exactly the event is. The event is nothing but it's a event subscription, right? You can see the data, what exactly, and what are the things it's incoming, and what kind of subscription it is, right? So it will show those detail. Now this event we got because we have connected to the subscribe to that particular event grid through our Azure web, okay, Azure web app, right? So now anything we are going to do, it should show here, right? So now let's go to our next step. Okay, for our next step, what we'll do, we'll try to do some coding to code to publish some of the message to this event, the event grid, so that we can able to view those in our viewer, right, in the web app, right? So we already saw this, right? We are able to see this, and we are able to see this particular data now, right? And now what we are going to do, we are going to do the coding test, right? For the code level, so you have to hop into our VS Code, right? So in the VS Code, okay, I'll go with creating a new one. Okay, so this is the older one. So I'll go step by step so that you will not just confuse. Uh, Leave me in the Finder, and okay, sure, I'll just try to separate and move it back, and just move this guy to press. Okay, so I've just traced it. So this is now the empty folder, right? So all these things, just clean it. So this is the empty folder. The empty folder is called event publisher, right? So let's clean it. Okay, let's clean it. Now we'll follow our step one by one. Then we'll go from there. Okay. So how we are going to build that? Okay. How we are going to build earlier? How we built any project, right? Using the .NET tool, right? So using .NET tool, what we are going to do, we are going to create one console application. That means there are different kind of applications. One is the web application, or you can build a service and run through your special way of application. But another way of building one application, ad hoc application, is called console application. So that is the beauty of the .NET tool, where it really provides, creates a complete project in one command itself, right? So that command we are going to provide here, right? So what exactly this command does, right? So we are trying to use the .NET, so .NET tool. So using the .NET tool, what we are going to do, we are going to create a new console application by using the .NET 8.0 framework, right? And what is the application name we are going to provide? The event publisher, right? So now what it will happen? So this guy, it if we run this particular program under this, then again it will create another folder under this event public, right? But let it run. Okay, let it run. Or else I can just move that one as well, right? So let me create one else. Or we'll just give a some other name here. Okay, event, my event publisher. Okay, let it be under that particular folder. How does it matter, right? So it's how we are providing the naming convention. It's up to us, right? So what we are creating now? So we are creating the my event publisher, right? The console application. What exactly inside that? So it's created a project automatically, and it provided the configuration with the .NET SDK and the .NET 8.0. Okay, and then it's created the respective program, right? Program.cs. See, it's just given a simple one-liner logging console.log. Have you ever used the JavaScript? It's kind of that, right? Console.log instead of log, it's the right line, right? So now how can you do that? How can you see like if it's working, this project is working properly or not? .NET, you have to build this project first, right? So .NET build and .NET run, right? Run or start. See, it's printing in the console. That's why it's called console application, right? So you can everything you can do through the console itself, right? So that's how it is. So this is the simple simple project creator, right? So now let's go with the actual business logic we are trying to build here, right? So before trying to put any any logic into the code itself, what we are going to do, we have to again install the event grid package, right? Otherwise we cannot use the event grid SDK, the client, the client application, the client code, right? We have to write the client code. So for that, what we have to do, we have to install this particular event package, right? So in this case, .NET add package, it's kind of in Python, it's called like a pip install. In our other other language, there are different way of installing that. But here, by using the .NET framework, you can able to install packages like this, add package, right? If you ever use the Poetry also has the command called Poetry add. Okay, add package. Anyways, so this is how you are going to install the package, event grid package, right? Install it. Okay, it's installed. Now we'll just clean it up. Okay, now what we'll do? We'll try to rebuild it, right? Well, good. Now what we'll do? We'll try to put this program. What exactly this program? I'll just copy this guy, okay? And I'll just comment this one. Okay. So what it's trying to do is trying to have one, variable called topic endpoint, another variable called topic key, right? As we have discussed in our, previous class. So whenever we are trying to connect to any of the, queue or event, event grid or event boss, event hub, so you need to have at least one thing that's called endpoint, the connection string, or the endpoint along with the key, API key you have already set up in that grid, and you have to provide that so that accordingly it can, publish the message into that particular topic, right? So that's how it will be. So where we can find these values, right? So to get these values, what we have to do, we have to go to our, what is our Azure. Okay. Now, let's see that. Publisher events, the overview. From the overview, we'll say that topic endpoints. Where is our topic? Where is our topic? Subscription topic. Six. Oh, this is our grid topic. From the grid topic, what I'm trying to get is the keys, the configuration. What is my detail? Here, this is the endpoint topic. Okay, here, copy this guy and go back to our code and paste it. Because to this particular topic, we are going to send our message, right? So, and where is the key? The topic key. Topic key is the access key. We have to find it from there, right? So if we go to the access keys, from the access key, copy one of the key, right? Any key. We'll copy key one, okay? And go back there and we'll just paste it here. Okay. Now we have credentials. Now we have to write the business logic. Business in the sense like we have to write some snippet of code through which we can able to send some data, send some message to the event grid, right? So just I'm just trying to make sure, like whatever we have, where is the other one? Uh, Where is the grid I have? The web API I was showing somewhere else. Here. Okay. So till now, is there anything happening here? No, nothing is happening, right? So now what we are going to do? We have already connection available here. Now we are going to write some code snippet where we can send those messages. Some message will write some custom message and we will try to send to our event grid. And those events, whenever we are sending, it should able to visible here, right? So that's what we are trying to do. So here, one of the code snippet has been written. We'll just post it and we'll just walk you through, right? What exactly this doing. Okay, what it's doing. So here, the first and foremost is like is trying to, I'll just align it properly. Yes. So this is our main function. In the main function, what exactly you're doing? It's trying to create one URI object, right? From that particular endpoint, right? And then it's trying to get the Azure key credential. We already have the key, and it's from this particular key. This is a string, right? From the string, it's trying to build one Azure key credential object, right? and end of the day, it will use this credential to send the, send the message in, the message into that grid, right? So here, this is the grid client. We already saw in the, in our classes, right? The some dummy code snippets, right? So here, this one, what we are sending? We are sending the endpoint where we want to send the message and the credential, right? What exactly the credential? Credential is nothing but the topic key. Through the topic key, we are able to send the data. Otherwise, even though we have endpoint, we cannot send the data because it need the credential, right? So now we are creating the events. How many events? We are creating two events, right? So one event we are creating here is like some employee detail, the new employee, call the name, and the event type is employee registration new, right? And the version, data version is 1.0, right? And what is the data actually? So these are the metadata, right? These are the metadata, and actual data it's going with the, like, full name is this and address is this, right? And exactly the similar object we are creating. So, and we are just changing the name and some address, right? That's all. So we are trying to, let's for example think of a scenario, real-time scenario. You build a, build a employee tracking system, right? And there you are trying to build an infrastructure where you are using event grid. So this is how you are, whenever you are trying to add any employee, new employee, or update any employee detail. So it automatically it will go to the event grid. And from event grid, wherever you want to send, just send it. Right? You want to send to the web application, send it. Want to send to the some storage, just send it, right? Or some other queue, configure accordingly, right? So now what we are doing, we are trying to send it to the web application, right? Because we have already configured the webhook for that particular, event topic. So whenever we are sending any event to that topic, it will automatically subscribe by the, on the pull by that particular event. It will not pull, it will be a push, right? I mean, this, wordings will confuse, for a long time, right? So pull is used by consumers in the event hub scenario. Push is being used by the event grid to push to the destination, right? So here is the push. So whenever we are going to use this client, we are sending it. See, send event in async mode, right? So in this case, what it will try to do, it will try to send one message and also try to send another message, right? So how it will send, we have to save it and rebuild it and then run it, right? Then we don't have to do much. We should able to see those in our web application, right? Let's open the web application here, right? We'll see parallel, right? Now it's not, nothing is there, correct? So what we'll do, we'll go to the terminal, view terminal, okay? So here, what we'll do, we'll try to, we have changed the code, right? That's why we have to rebuild it. So rebuild it, okay? Now we can run it. Okay, if you run it, what it will happen? It will try to push these two particular two events to the event grid, right? So whenever it will try to push, it will try to print in the console also, right? First event publish, second event publish, right? Correct. So that way. So let's run it. So see, first event publish, second event publish. At the exactly same time, we saw those events in our web app, right? See here. This is not event grid. This is a web app which which facilitates to view the events available in the event topic, right? So this is the data we have sent, right? We have sent. Let's change something here. Okay, instead of instead of full name, what I will provide. I'll provide something, or I can just, instead of this, I'll just change it to, CA. Okay. I have changed this city name and the state. Then pin code, I put everything as is, right? So I'll just try to send it. Okay. So whenever you are getting the next table, so we are going to get the new data, right? What is that data? PUCA. Did I save it? No. Okay. So if you see here, go the full data. Oh, this is the older data. The new data will be come in the top, right? So here, see the Cupertino, California, and this two we have changed, right? So the new data also came here. Now what you can do, if you see like everything same, just you are changing the data, right? You can do it 2.0 version, right? You are changing 2.0, right? And let's, for example, you are doing something else, right? Which we didn't change anything, and we just want to send only one message, right? I'll just comment it. That means we are going to send only one message, right? The updated message 2.0. So here, what we are going to do, run it again. Okay, what is the latest one? We got only one, and here the version number is 2.0, right? So ideally, all these things, all this data came through the event grid, right? And as event grid is completely one service, which is, which has no way you can see those data available in that, right? So we have written one web application through which we are able to see what exactly the data coming to this event grid. Okay, similar way you can connect the event hub as well. Anything you want to, or you want to send from this event grid to some other storage or some other queue, you can try that as well, right? So these are and this is what the whole flow you can really connect between multiple services and using our event, the event grid, correct? So here this one is the client code now. You can change anything, you can add anything, and you can push it. So now this one is one console application. This one also you can able to push it. So another thing what you can do, here I am what I'm doing. Here I am just hard coding something in a program and sending it. Okay. You can do one thing, some little bit improvise, right? Write one console application which will accept the data entered from the console. Here, name, it will ask you, okay, provide the name, employee name. You'll provide the employee name XYZ, okay, employee address, all these things. Then when you say send, then it will automatically send those messages to the event grid, and that will available here, right? So if you know the .NET programming, well was, then you can able to write that as well. What I am saying is like, I don't have to go to the code and do that again and again. From console itself, it's kind of that, right? Chatting. Here you are chatting with your mobile phone, and your friend is here sitting and watching your message. I can say exactly the way, uh, what you can say, uh, cricket. You are watching cricket, right? And in the website, you see the latest score. People are playing, players are playing in the field. There is a system and there is a group. They're sitting and they're keep updating their, updating their score, and those score is propagating to the, propagating to the web application, right? and in the web you can able to see those latest data and their status, right? So those kind of things, I mean, you can think of like by using this event driven architecture and event services, right? So that's what it is. Try with yourself, to do some kind of I mean small system where you can able to practice those things, like, and how we can change those change those detail, whatever the detail you are changing from your source, how it's really impacting in the destination, right?
Yes, Sudhir.
Yeah. So try those things, and I mean you'll feel like, I mean, okay, how you will able to know like how really those are connected each other.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, then. So it's over time a little bit. So we'll catch up again tomorrow. Okay. So yeah, I'll upload this and upload video, upload the our exercise as well, right? So this, I mean, follow this exercise and the and then try to do your own use case, right? So you can able to do that. Okay, then. Thank you so much.